Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are reviewing episode 3 of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, let's get started. So, just like every other review I've done, I'm going to start off without spoilers, then I'm going to get into some spoilers. So, starting off without spoilers, not much to say, but it was funny, and it did have some great action in it, and like I've said this before, but you can definitely tell that it is not low budget like action. It's definitely a high budget movie style action, which is awesome. And it was cool because we saw a couple references to past Captain America movies. So I'm not gonna say what they are just because spoilers, but I thought it was pretty cool. And I think that's really all we can talk about without spoiling it. So I think we're gonna get into some spoilers now. Oh, sorry, Bucky. Whoopsie. So, spoiler, if you haven't seen this episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, click away, come back after you've seen it, and yeah, I'll give you 3 more seconds to click away. Now let's start talking about some spoilers. So, this one starts with a commercial on some sort of group that helps people who are blipped, which was kind of weird, and it was a commercial which reminded me of WandaVision. It's no connection to WandaVision, it just reminded me of it because, well, they had commercials. And then Walker finds, sorry if you hear my dog, Walker finds the home of one of the people who is holding the Flag Smashers, or helping the Flag Smashers, sorry for heard him again. So, he tries to get info out of them, doesn't work, and we can definitely see that he seems like he will be a much more brutal Captain America than Steve was, because he definitely was not happy when the guy did spit on him, but still, he definitely did not seem happy. And then Bucky and Sam go to see Zemo, and the first thing Zemo does when Bucky goes to visit him is say the words that turn him into Winter Soldier. I don't remember what all the words were. I remember like 17, Homecoming. He says that, but Bucky's like, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. And then Zemo agrees to help Bucky. But Bucky Bucky helps him break out of jail. He doesn't do too much, but he lets him get out. Sam also brings up the events of Civil War and how they can't really trust him after he did blow up the UN, kill King T'Chaka, and frame Bucky up for it. And he said that he didn't forget it, and the Wakandans sure didn't forget it, which that will be important later on. We'll talk more about that later. And Sam definitely does not like the idea of Zemo having Zemo help them, but he eventually does agree to do it. And then Zemo grabs his purple mask, his iconic purple mask from the comics, as his score from Civil War plays, which was kind of cool to see and hear. And then we learned that Zemo's family, I believe he said he was, because he's a Baron's son, his family is actually rich, which is kind of cool because they didn't say anything about that before in Civil War, so this is first time we've heard of this.
What do you mean?
Then they go to Madripoor. I believe I'm saying that right. It is a city from the comic books. They go there.
Think I'll take a walk.
And then to get some information on where the super soldier serum came from. Meanwhile, back with Kylie and the Flag Smashers, we see that someone Kylie knows dies. I don't think it tells us who it might have. I just missed it. But I'm pretty sure it's her mother. And I've heard that because they actually had a subplot that was very similar to, you know, the stuff that's going on in the world with viruses and sicknesses and stuff like that. So they actually did reshoots to cut that out, and so because of the vaccines and because of her mother dying and it looked like she was sick, I do have a feeling that she got that sickness and it killed her. But I could be wrong. And if they reshot that, then it doesn't really matter anymore. They just kept the scene to, I don't know, give her more motivation, I guess, to do what she's doing. Also, because she also does say, I'm sorry to her. Like, maybe she failed to get the vaccines or whatever. I don't know. I am... Whoa, don't fall. No, don't fall. I am very curious as to how it would have turned out if they did keep that storyline. Personally, I feel like it would have been okay if they kept that storyline. I understand why people wouldn't like it because, well, it's related to the real world, but there's also other stuff that's related to the real world.
The machine hasn't broken down once since you repaired it. Our previous mechanic must have just been pulling it in.
Fine. I think they should have kept it at least a little bit, even if they don't go into it as much, but oh well. It doesn't really matter. Meanwhile, in Madripoor, Sam pretends to be Smiling Tiger, who is a person from the comics. Don't know too much about him. Maybe I'll have to research him a little more, but I don't think he'll be too important. And then Bucky has to pretend to be the Winter Soldier again. And then there is graffiti in the background that says the Power Broker is watching. The Power Broker is another villain from the comics. Again, don't know too much about this guy, but he's gonna be, or girl. They say he, so it could be a guy, but I've seen theories of who it is, so I'll talk about that later. And so I might have to do some more research on the Power Broker, but he is like a king type person in Madripoor, and he's not the nicest guy. And then a guy even says to Zemo that the Power Broker does not want him in the city. So whoever the Power Broker is, they don't want Zemo in their city. They must not like him for some reason. To keep their cover, Bucky has to pretend to be the Winter Soldier again by beating up some guys that Zemo commands him to. And then we learn that the Power Broker hired Dr. Wilfer Nagel. Am I saying his name right? I don't know. Hopefully I am. But he hired that guy to work on the serum, but things don't go as planned. They learned this from a girl whose name I also forget that Zemo knew, or Zemo knows. So while they're meeting her, giving them info.
This is harder than it looks, Governor.
Verily, I hast the most
They're friends. They're just playing. Whoops. Anyway, Sam's phone rings, and he gets a call from his sister, and because of this, they find out who she really is, or who they really are. Then a fight starts, and then the girl they're meeting gets shot and killed. I'm pretty sure from Sharon Carter, which she's about to show up, and we'll talk a little bit more about her in just a few minutes. And then Sam and Bucky do get help from Sharon Carter because she shoots some guys that are attacking them. And she does not like the fact that Zemo is helping them. We also find out that Sharon is still in hiding because of the events of Civil War, because she wasn't a famous Avenger like Falcon was and Bucky, so she couldn't just jump right back onto her feet when the entire blip thing happened. Because that is an interesting point. Once Civil War happened, not long after, only 2 years, Infinity War Endgame happened, and the Avengers went right back to business as normal, even before Civil War. And I've also noticed something interesting. I could be wrong, but I'm also pretty sure that after Civil War, we haven't gotten any movies based on characters who are in hiding on Cap's team, except for Ant-Man. Because for the most part, we've gotten movies for people who are on Iron Man's team or who weren't a part of it, like Doctor Strange. Spider-Man was on his team. Thor was off-world. Wow. So that was kind of interesting. Black Widow, of course, will also show us more, but yeah, now we know what happened to Sharon, because she kind of disappeared after Civil War, and she was in hiding this entire time. Then Sam and Sharon make a deal. Sharon's gonna help them find Dr. Wilfer, I believe his name is. I forget. I think I'm saying his name right. I can't really remember. And then, in return, Sam will clear her name. And then they find the doctor, and then he tells us a bit of information, because he tells us that he was brought into the Hydra's Winter Soldier program to help their work. but after the failed test subjects in Siberia. Well, after the failed test subjects in Siberia. And when Hydra fell, he was recruited by the CIA. And the CIA had blood samples of an American test subject, which I believe this is Isaiah Bradley that they're talking about. And then after a while, he was the second person ever to create the serum since, what was the doctor's name in Captain America First Avenger? Ersatz? Dr. Ersatz, I think? I might be saying his name wrong too, I don't remember. But he said his will be different. It won't require machines to be given it to him, and it also won't change their body. Their body will look the same, they'll just be stronger. He also tells us that before his work was completed, he was dusted. And when he came back, he went to Madripoor, and the power broker funded his work. And he said he made like 20 vials. And then while he's telling Sam, Bucky, and Zemo the information, Sharon is being attacked by some bounty hunters, and she just beats the snot out of them. And it was some awesome action, and it was just like awesome action. I really thought those action scenes were cool. And then he says how Kylie stole the serum from him, and now he's worried that the power broker will do something to her, like bad. And this answers my question, I think, about who was texting her. I'm pretty sure it was the power broker. We still could be wrong. But later on, Kylie's talking about how the power broker, Kylie and another Flag Smasher talk about how the power broker is after them. But, you know, so I think that was the power broker texting her, and it would make sense why she was worried. Because
I'm the world's fastest runner. None of you will ever beat me.
A lot of people seem to be afraid of the power broker, so that's probably why she was too. And then Zemo just shoots the doctor in the head, killing him, and the lab gets blown up because he does not want anyone to be able to make super soldier serum. He's just like, no more serum. You can make it? Okay, boom, goodbye. And then Sam, Bucky, and Zemo, after this action scene that I forgot to mention, because they do get into a gunfight with a bunch of bounty hunters, and Zemo even puts on his purple mask to kill a bunch of the guys. And then Sam and Bucky get in a car to leave, but Sharon stays behind in Madripoor. And then we get this awesome reference where Sam's sitting in the back, and then Bucky is sitting in the passenger seat, and Sam goes, "You're not gonna move your seat up, are you?" And Bucky goes, "No," and they drive away. This is actually, if you don't remember, a reference to Civil War, because in Civil War, roles were reversed. Sam was sitting in the passenger seat, and Bucky was sitting in the back, and Bucky goes, "Can you move your seat up?" Sam goes, "No." So that was an awesome callback to Civil War. I thought that was awesome. Then we see Sharon gets in a car with another girl. I don't know who that was. I don't think it tells us. And she says, "We have a big problem. Actually, a couple of them. Get in the car. I'll tell you about it in the car. Let's go." So I wonder what this is about. I'm not so sure if we could trust Sharon or not. When I saw Civil War, based on Civil War, I think, yeah, she's gonna be a good guy. She's gonna be a hero. She's gonna help Bucky and Sam. But I don't know. Maybe it's the way she's changed, and the fact that we have no idea what that scene's about makes me think maybe we can't trust her. And again, like I was talking about earlier when I said or she, some theories I have heard is that Sharon is the power broker. I've also heard other theories that she's just helping the power broker. I'm not sure if that's my guess or not, but it could be. Who knows? Well, Kevin Feige knows, but besides him. And then we find out that the power broker is after the Flag Smashers. This is when we actually find out about it, because that's when they actually talk about it, after that fight scene and Sharon gets in the car and drives away. Because they're talking about what they would do if they weren't Flag Smashers. Like, Kylie would be a teacher, and then the other guy said he'd be like some sort of military person. And then Walker knows that Sam and Bucky broke Zemo out of jail, but his partner Hopkins isn't so sure, because he doesn't think that they would be crazy enough to let a villain like him out of prison. Sadly, Walker is correct and Hopkins is wrong. well, technically he's only partially right. Bucky was the only one who was like, yeah, let's break him out. Sam was hesitant and he didn't really want to do it. He just agreed to it afterwards, but still. It's not putting him back behind bars yet, so. And then the Flag Smashers steal a bunch of supplies, and then they blow up the building, which still has a bunch of people in it. And the guy even says, the one Flag Smasher says, there's still people in there. And then Kylie says, it's the only language people understand. So it seems like they didn't normally kill like people who didn't necessarily get in their way. Unless they got in the way, they would keep them alive. But now it seems like they're changing. They're like, yeah, let's just kill these guys. Who cares? That's what it seems like to me, at least. And then, moving on, Sam, Bucky, and Zemo go to Riga. I'm pretty sure that's what the place is called. And Bucky notices that there are little devices near them. He walks off on his own to confront who owns the devices, and it's a Wakandan guard. And she says, I'm here for Zemo. And, well, she didn't say it in English, she said it in their Wakandan language, but it translated to I'm here for Zemo. And then also, this is kind of cool because I believe she is Oye, I think that's how you say her name, from Black Panther. She's one of the guards that Okoye also is. I don't remember what they're called. There is an actual name for the group of guards that they are. I don't remember what they are.
Whoa there.
I don't remember what they are.
Okay.
But, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much all. The episode ends after the Wakandan girl shows up, the guard. And I wonder what this is set up. Like, I wonder if this is originally going to set up Black Panther 2. I almost said Doctor Strange 2. This isn't WandaVision anymore.
Calm the beast once more.
Many thanks.
So, but
now
because
we can continue our journey to return
of, you
the
know,
Arkandai home.
What happened,
Please,
Black Panther
no
2
epic
is going
battles
to be
today.
changed from its original thing. So I wonder if that will affect anything or not. I'm not sure. But I wonder what this will set up. Or maybe it's just going to tell us a little bit more about what happened with Bucky in Wakanda. Which I still think would be really cool if it talked about what he did in Wakanda and his connection to Wakanda. I think that'd be pretty awesome. And I'm also very curious as to who the power broker is. I have no idea who it would be. I can't think of who it is. I've heard that there's gonna be some big reveals, I guess, in Falcon and Winter Soldier. But they have lied to us before, saying that there was gonna be like a huge character in WandaVision who Paul Bettany's always want to work with, and it turns out it was just Vision. Well, White Vision, but still. And that, I mean, I guess he's a big character, and, well, who wouldn't want to work with himself? So, of course, Paul Bettany was like, yeah, actor I've always wanted to work with.
Somebody.
But, still, they've lied to us before, so I'm not sure if this is true or false, because they've also lied to us about the title of Endgame. They were like, no, it's not Endgame, it hasn't been said in Infinity War, and, well, guess what? It's Endgame. So, who knows? But, yeah. So, what did you guys think of this? What do you think is going to happen next? Do you think this will have connections to Black Panther 2? Or do you think it's just going to explore a little bit more Bucky's connection to Wakanda? Who do you think the power broker is? Do you think it's Sharon Carter? Do you think she's helping? Or do you think she has another secret? Because she got in that car and she said she had problems. And my guess is it has to do with either Zemo and or Bucky and Sam. So what do you guys think? What do you think's going on? I don't know. I can't think of who the power broker could be. Maybe it's an X-Men. Probably not. Not yet, I don't think. I could be it, but who knows, maybe. Or maybe it's someone completely different. Maybe it's a completely new character who hasn't been introduced to the screen yet. Like, maybe it's a new character from the comic books. I don't remember who Power Broker is in the comic books. I'm gonna have to look that up. I have a Marvel encyclopedia. I'm gonna have to look it up to find out who he is. But, yeah. Thank you so much for taking time to watch. If you like this video, please hit like. And if you want to see more videos like this, I've reviewed the past episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and I played Marvel's Avengers, Fortnite's Marvel characters, and a bunch of other stuff. So if you want to see that, please consider hitting the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know when I post and go live. And yeah, we're actually halfway done with Falcon Winter Soldier already. 3 episodes down, 3 to go. Kind of hard to believe. But yeah, thank you for taking time to watch. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.